I never imagined I'd become such a regular with a tow truck company that they'd start offering me discounts. But life has a way of surprising you. Let me take you back a few months to when this all began. What started as a minor irritation, the kind you shrug off, quickly escalated into a full-blown battle against the queen of pettiness herself, Veronica from the HOA. I've lived in Maple Grove, a quiet cul-de-sac with tidy lawns and the usual curious neighbors, for about 6 years. It's a peaceful place, and I liked it that way. I work from home, keep to myself, and avoid drama. That's probably why I didn't notice Veronica until she made herself unavoidable. She'd only moved into the neighborhood recently, and within days, she was ordering landscapers around, nitpicking neighbors' yard decorations, and strutting like she owned the place. She didn't just join the HOA, she became its self-appointed dictator. You know the type, thriving on control, wielding her new authority like a badge of honor. And for reasons I couldn't fathom at first, her sights were set on me. It all started when I got a new car. Nothing extravagant, just a sleek, black SUV I'd saved up for months to buy. I parked it in my driveway, as you do. But apparently, my new ride was enough to trigger Veronica's radar. The first sign of trouble came when I found a note on my windshield. It read, "Per HOA guidelines, vehicles must not obstruct sidewalks or streets. This is your first warning." I checked my SUV. It was parked neatly in my driveway, wheels well within my property line, nowhere near the sidewalk or street. I knew she was bluffing, but I let it slide. Big mistake. The next morning, I woke up to find Veronica's silver Mercedes parked horizontally across the edge of my driveway. She'd left just enough room to make it look like I could squeeze out. But not quite. I had a dentist appointment that day. I honked, waited, rang her doorbell. Nothing. After 20 minutes of pacing and fuming, I knocked on my neighbor Mr. Thompson's door. He's lived here longer than I have and knows the HOA rules like the back of his hand. When I explained what Veronica had done, he chuckled. "She tried that with me last month over my mailbox color. She's testing you, kid. Stand your ground." I asked if I could legally tow her car. He grinned. "If she's on your property and blocking your access, absolutely." So, I called the tow company, gave them the go-ahead, and watched with quiet satisfaction as Veronica's Mercedes was hauled away like junk on pickup day. You'd think that would have settled it. Nope, that was just the opening shot. That afternoon, my doorbell rang. There stood Veronica, armed with sunglasses, a clipboard, and a scowl. "You had my car towed," she barked. I kept cool. "It was blocking my driveway. I waited, honked, rang your bell. You ignored me." Her voice shot up an octave. "You didn't ask. That's harassment." I shrugged. "Actually, I did ask. And you're not supposed to block my driveway." She waved a printed copy of the HOA rules in my face like it was a court order. "You're required to file a dispute first." I nodded toward the street. "And you're required to not park like a jerk." She stormed off, muttering, "You'll pay for this." And boy, did she try to make me pay. The next day, her Mercedes was back, sprawled across my driveway again. This time, she taped a sign to the rear windshield, "Reserved by HOA." That's when I realized this wasn't just pettiness. It was war. I didn't blink. I called the tow company again. The dispatcher laughed when I gave my address. "Maple Grove again? You know it," I said, and so it went. For the next week, Veronica parked her car across my driveway every single day, daring me to act. And every single day, I called the tow truck, watched her Mercedes get dragged off, and waved politely as she shrieked from her porch. But she didn't stop there. Veronica started flooding the HOA with complaints about me. My trash cans were out too long. My lawn was uneven. My porch light was unapproved. You name it, she reported it. I countered each one with photos, timestamps, and receipts. The HOA board started getting fed up, not with me but with her. Then came the quarterly town hall meeting, a usually dull affair that was standing room only this time. Veronica stood at the front with a PowerPoint titled Community Standards, Preserving Our Values. It was a slideshow of neighbors' fences, cars, and, yep, my driveway, complete with red circles and captions like, "Violation," when she brought up the towing, calling it a flagrant abuse of private services to harass residents. I raised my hand. "Veronica, didn't you park across my driveway every day for 2 weeks?" She froze. I was making a point. I smiled. "And I made mine with a tow truck." The room erupted in laughter. Even the HOA president cracked a smile. Mr. Thompson stood up next. "If Veronica wants to talk about abuse, let's discuss her 38 complaints in the last month. All baseless." He waved a spreadsheet. The room went quiet. The president cleared his throat. "We value resident input, Veronica, but this is excessive. We'll be reviewing your role on the board." Her face turned beet red. You'd think that would have stopped her. Instead, she got sneakier. She stopped using her own car and started having her guests block my driveway. Sometimes 2 or 3 cars a day. I adapted. I installed security cameras, labeled the footage by date, created a shared folder, and sent the tow company a direct link. I got so efficient they'd show up in 15 minutes flat. Once, they towed 2 cars at once. I overheard a driver say, "This is the best job we've got." Veronica tried everything to fight back. She called the cops, filed a cease and desist, even faked a limp, claiming my towing was causing her emotional distress. The police came once, watched my footage, checked my property line, and left shaking their heads. Slowly, the neighborhood rallied behind me. People who'd been too scared to speak up started thanking me. One neighbor said, "You're a hero, man." A month later, Veronica got an official warning from the HOA. 2 months later, she was kicked off the board entirely. The knockout punch came when the tow company, loving this saga a bit too much, sent her a bill for all the towing fees tied to her name. Thousands of dollars. She fought it, claiming the cars were her guests or that she had parking rights. But the HOA backed me, the law backed me, and her own pettiness buried her. In the end, Veronica put her house up for sale and moved out. Word is she's trying her luck in Cedar Hills, terrorizing a new HOA. Godspeed to them. As for me, I'm still here in Maple Grove, my driveway clear, my SUV gleaming like a trophy. The tow truck guy still texts me sometimes, "Miss our daily runs to your place." I just laugh. Sometimes the best revenge is staying calm, staying consistent, and having a tow company on speed dial. In the end, Veronica's reign of petty terror was no match for patience and a well-placed tow truck. My driveway is free, my neighborhood is peaceful, and I've got a story that'll make you laugh and cheer. If you've ever dealt with a Veronica, someone trying to block your way literally or figuratively, just know you don't have to fight dirty. Make the call, stand your ground, and let karma do the rest. Have you faced a petty tyrant like this? Drop your story below. I'd love to hear it.